What's up, guys? Welcome back to Expand Podcast with your host, Omar, and co-host, JP, where we just talk about what's happening in our day-to-day life, our day-to-day activities with real estate, with life, with relationships, with conversations, with all of the above. Because, guys, guess what? Every day is different, but as long as you're, set up to where you want to go, we all have some goal in mind to hit. And as long as we make small adjustments to get there throughout the day, then we're going to be fine. Today we're going to be talking about challenges and why it's happening for you and not to you, along with what we're thankful for. This is our Thanksgiving session. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, so when you guys do hear this and/or see it, then you'll know that the next day is Thanksgiving. So there's a lot of things to be thankful for, because we have equipment that we're talking into. We can breathe. We don't have bullets, crossing our houses. We don't get bombed on. We live in the greatest country that there is, and we have the ability to become anything that we want, but it's our choice to either stay where we're at or get pissed off and hate on other people that have more, or go fucking do something about it and go and create more opportunities for yourself, for your family. And honestly, I think that's where we're going to go today, on why we have the opportunities that we do have and why we should not take it for granted. So that's what I got. I appreciate you guys coming on, listening. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you give us that 5-star review, and share it with other people that you guys do know. So let's talk about some stuff, JP. Coming from a veteran to a rookie, and I'm not even gonna say rookie anymore. He's just someone that's newer in the game. Put it that way. So yeah. Let's talk about it.
I'm like Patrick Mahomes right now. Like, he's not a rookie, but he's still very new in the game and just dominating.
Okay.
What do I feel? I want to touch on the challenges a little bit, because as soon as you bring up like having challenges, or let's just say you come across a time in your business or even in your personal life that is, hard on you, challenging, whatever you want to label it, I always think inputs versus outputs. I'm either facing this because it's something new that I need to learn, or it's something that has already occurred and I haven't learned from it for the first time, and that's why that same challenge is still happening again. It's like that one quote. It's like saying, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting the different result is insanity. So, I don't know. I feel like I have a really, really healthy relationships with challenges or, hard times in general, because I'm very faith-based, that just takes me back to that. And then I'm also aware that everything is my fault. So I think when you're in that mindset, it's like all the challenges and hardships you do face, you kind of just, like you said, you see them as opportunities just to get better.
Right.
So that's my relationships with challenges.
Well, that's spot on. I mean, I want to touch base on what you just said about you feel like it's your fault.
Mm-hmm.
And some challenges aren't. Some challenges are like out of your control. Like, we talk about this. We can only control what we can control. And a flat tire, you can't control.
100%.
Somebody hitting you on the freeway, you can't control. An escrow closing because of a buyer's issue, you can't control. And, other things like maybe you not getting a deal because somebody outperforms you. Okay. You couldn't control that, but you could control what could potentially happen later, and that means you're just getting better at your skills and your dialogue.
Yeah, I think all those other challenges are inevitable. Like, they're going to come. Like, I'm bound to get a flat tire. I'm bound to lose my keys one day.
Run out of gas or something.
A lot of those things, like you mentioned, yes, they're out of my control. But I think that it also comes from a place of, like, just emotional maturity, of, like, understanding or having the wisdom to understanding what's in your control and what's not. And, always leaning back on what is in your control and taking full accountability for that.
Yeah.
So.
No, and in our business, do we face a lot of challenges?
How do you feel about, like, the the why me people. Like, oh my God, why is this happening to me?
Yeah.
Like, what is your most empathetical advice to them?
That's a, you know what? And no one's ever asked me that. Like,
You know what?
to give a, an opinion about those people that say, why me?
Yes. I guess you could say the individuals that are like self-centered, because you have to be extremely self-centered to think that everything revolves around you. There's 8 billion people on this planet. You think everything that's happening in the world has to do with you?
Yeah.
You know,
No
so
way.
what advice do you give to someone that faces a hard time and they're
That's
like,
good.
oh my God, why am I going through this? I don't know what's going
Self-reflection.
on. Go look in the mirror.
Self-reflection. Because at that point, and I'll be honest, like, I've said it myself. Like, what the fuck's going on with these last few things? Like, why is this happening to me? You know? Like, why did this happen? Growing up, having a daughter early on, our first relationship obviously didn't work. And, why is it all, like, why have I crossed these challenges and these bridges? And of course, like, when you're not self-reflecting on why things happen for you, and you think that it's somebody else's fault, that's probably when you need to, like, hey, listen, look in the mirror, find out, like, hey, what can I do better? What did I do wrong that caused this issue, or that caused the separation, or caused the distance between your relative or your daughter or any issue that you're faced with. And then I'm just giving you my example because of what I went through. And I think that everyone that is in that state of, like, why is this happening to me? My car broke down. I don't have enough money. Nobody wants to buy my product, or they think that I'm overselling, or it's probably because you haven't created enough value for yourself to even, like, present it to other people. If you're in the sales business, in which we are, but at the same time, it's like, can you truly go sell something if you're not confident in yourself and your abilities to, like, convey a
No.
message?
No, there's no way.
No, there's no way. If you're not confident about yourself, like, you wake up every day and you're like, hey, I'm going to fucking handle today. But if you're going to wake up and say, fuck, I'm alive. Okay, well, what's going to happen today? Am I going to really get through today? Am I just going to get by? I mean, that right there alone, it's like I wake up and it's like, who am I going to help today? Like, what am I going to do? And I'm sure you feel the same way. And at times, is it challenged? Yeah, because we're human. We're not robots. We still have feelings. But I know I'm I know I'm, like, digressing a little bit, but this question is big because I feel that if anyone out there is saying, why me, then you got some internal work to do. And then, sit back a little bit and say, okay, what could I have done different for this outcome to change?
And I think, to touch on that, I don't think it's necessarily different actions. It's different thoughts towards the action that already happened.
And your awareness, too, of, like...
Yeah, just because I believe your interpretation of that event is how you control what has happened and what's going to happen. Like, for example, getting a flat tire on the way to work. The event of the flat tire never changes, but the interpretation towards it can either be, oh my God, I got a flat tire, my life is miserable, why would this happen to me? Or, I got a flat tire, this is normal, this happens to everyone, let me just go see how I can get this handled and move on.
Right, AAA.
Exactly.
Right.
And both did not take away from the actual event happening.
No.
And, if
It's
you
the
think about
reaction
it,
towards it.
it's the reaction towards the event that keeps you in control. And, I 100% believe that. That's why I say everything is my fault, because if even something that happened that I truly did not physically control, I control everything after that point, and that's my relationship with whatever happened.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, honestly, that's, like, and I'm thinking about this right now about, hey, I got hit on the freeway.
Sucks.
Brand new truck. Whole family's in the truck. And immediately I'm like, okay, what could I have done different? I could have stayed in the fast lane. and I would have been fine. I would have slowed down. Maybe the guy behind me would have hit me, but I was in the slow lane, So I'm like, I think about like, okay, what could I have done different? I mean, there's not much.
No, and
when it comes to that, anyways.
To add to this topic, before we go into a new topic, I want to read this quote, and it might be just a little. It's not too long. There's a simple realization from which all personal improvement and growth emerges. This is the realization that we individually are responsible for everything in our lives, no matter the external circumstances. We don't always control what happens to us, but we always control how we interpret what happens to us, as well as how we respond. Whether we consciously recognize it or not, we are always responsible for our experiences. It's impossible not to be. Choosing to consciously interpret events in our lives is still an interpretation of the events of our lives.
It's good.
Yeah. So we control everything.
We do. Yeah. I was controlling my anger.
Mm-hmm.
Because immediately you go into the anger mode.
Yeah, you could have easily gone down a path of like, oh my God, fuck this. I just got this car. Why would this happen to me? God has a target on me. Gone down like this whole rabbit hole. But you understand that there's millions of people on the freeway every single day, and you just happen to be one of them that unfortunately got hit that day.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, you have insurance. Your family's okay.
And it wasn't crazy.
You were in a safe car. That's it. You move on from it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you were able to control what happened.
Yeah, and then we had the rest of the weekend, and it was great.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
With the broken truck. It's fine.
It's not a broken truck. It's a badass truck.
No, yeah, but still, it just...
Sure, he's posted it.
No, I really haven't, man.
No, he's posted it like once, but it's a badass truck.
I just did a story, so it's gone in 24 hours. That was it. Not a full-on...
If you know,
guys.
you know.
Yeah, exactly. But...
That Urus is crazy.
So yeah, nonetheless, that's how I guess we're responding to some of our challenges and everything else too. But yeah, well, what else is happening? I mean, now let's talk about why and what are we thankful for? Because I mean,
I love you, Charlie. Thankful for you, buddy.
Charlie's his dog, by the way. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's your little homie.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I have too much to be thankful for. I could go on and on, but
you know what? Just for listeners, like
Charlie, my family, and my business partners.
Solid, straightforward, done. And what would you say that to everybody that's listening? Like, hey, like really look at what you have in front of you and stop scrolling and comparing yourselves to other people because you're not them.
Think about like all the people you spend your time with throughout the week, the people that bring a lot of value, right? Now, just imagine if they weren't there anymore. Sucks.
How would you feel?
So start treating them as if they actually bring some value to your life. Text that person you love them. Text that person, hey, get home safe. Let that person, if you need anything, please let me know. People don't understand little things like that go such a long way, And I think we just need to show up more for people that show up for us. So
show more in communication too, because that's the biggest thing. It's like, we can complain about this and complain about that, but are you doing the action towards bridging any gaps, in relationships and business? If we don't talk and we have issues, our gap gets bigger.
Oh yeah.
Because then you're assuming, I'm assuming. Right?
Mm-hmm. So
it's like we need to address a lot of the issues that you may or may not have, but it's good to communicate and understand one thing too. Like, you're listening to a podcast right now, and you have the ability to drive and listen at the same time or on your phone when everyone knows what the hell's happening in another country. Or now that all of a sudden they have 5-day halt. Imagine 5 days of halting and not bombing and missiles being launched back and forth for 5 days to get some of the some of the people that they've taken.
Temporary ceasefire.
Yeah, for 5 days.
Like what?
Guys, we don't have any fire going. Like there is no ceasefire because it doesn't exist. And imagine if that was your life.
You would not treat your relationships the way you do now.
No, no, and a lot of self-reflection there too because we have a lot of relationships come and go in our businesses, in business in general, and in life. Forget about the business side of it, but everyone grows, and some people grow apart because one person gets more educated and the other person stays the same.
Yeah, and what's up, Nick? Hi, sorry, I got distracted. But with that being said, I want to ask you. I know that you've gone through a lot of challenges this year. You've also had a lot of like tough realizations.
Yeah.
What are you grateful for with everything that you've came to realize?
I'm grateful for the opportunities that are presented. I'm grateful for my family, obviously, my little girls, my lady, you know, our new one on the way as well, and my brother, my sister, my mom, and November is just a tough month in general. Being thankful that my pops instilled in me a lot of good qualities, characters, a lot of a lot of good qualities that made him who he is. So then, and in turn, it made me who I am. Some, some avenues are good, some avenues are bad because there's a lot of stuff that. Not when I say bad, I'm just saying I got some of the qualities that he has, and he worked. We we lost him 3 years ago, man, the 27th. So in 5 days, 3 years ago, that's when we lost him, and he's upstairs looking down on us, and hopefully, and I know he's taking care of us, so it's cool. So I'd just say, having the ability to impact and inspire people with what I do has been grateful. Like I'm grateful for that, and having the ability to know that you can go create at any moment in time, and not take it for granted either, and which we all do. And I don't care who the fuck you are, you take things for granted 100%. I do. I'm sure JP does, and we have to check ourselves. Like, oh, yeah, we're good. We got running water. We got this. We got that. We got this. We complain about, I got a new phone. I just paid new money for a new phone, and this, that, and the other, and a bike, and shoes, and clothes, and it's like, it's a trip. If you start thinking about it.
That was like a little too specific.
No, in general,
I'm just messing with you.
So I think that if we stop, the other part too, I don't think that it's hard not to be thankful for what you have, but I'll tell you this: if you compare what you have with somebody else,
oh, you're fucked.
You'll never be fucking grateful.
Yeah.
And you'll never just be like, what's that word called, man? Where content. And I'm not saying it in a sense of, hey, be content and don't do any more shit. No, like understand that what you have right now is supposed to be what you have right now.
Yeah, comparison is the thief of joy. 100%.
Comparison is the thief of joy. So compare yourself, maybe the knowledge aspect of it, so go get better. So all in all, I just feel blessed in general.
Yeah, no, I feel great. I don't got nothing to complain about. I understand the challenges. I understand the hurdles, and I actually texted the team the other day. What did I say? I'll read it, and it has something to do with just like facing challenges. I said, I'm looking forward to the next few weeks and acquiring a new level, so we can then face a new devil. So I'm just I understand the bigger the challenges get, that just means I'm growing. So.
And if you're not challenged, that means you're staying the same. So anybody that's out there that wants to keep status quo, just know that you're not growing. The only way you're going to grow is in the avenue of challenge. And that's the truth. So yeah. Guys, being Thursday tomorrow, you know what?
Go fill up someone's gas tank, man.
or pay for the person behind you at Starbucks or something. I don't know. I mean, that's the only place.
That's what I'm going to do today.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing,
because I have to go put gas. After whoever I see that's next to me, I'm going to fill up their gas tank.
What if okay, now let me ask you, what if it's a nice, like a Ferrari or a Bentley? Not that we see them up here, but it's a really, really nice car. And then you want to, hey, can I fill up your tank? And it's a Bentley. No, let's call it a good M Series or an S550. Like, because in our area, we don't see that.
Well, here's the thing. I would assume that me subconsciously being judgmental, I would not pick the Ferrari or the Bentley or whatever it is. But that goes back to you're not really in control of the receiving end. You're only in control of the giving end.
Right.
So I did my good deed,
Regardless of how they received it. And that just goes back to me being in control of what I'm in control of. Because I was thinking about that right now when you said that. I was like, imagine if somebody...
Now, I genuinely hope I run into someone that really needs it, but I'm going to... If you're listening to this, hopefully it's your gas tank.
That's a good idea. My whole thing is, like, if I received that deed... I'd be floored,
you'd
man.
You'd be stoked.
I'd be like, dude, are you serious?
Dude, because, like, for example...
I would want to give back. Hey, man, what can I do to help you?
Yeah, it was like 2 months ago. I got my coffee paid for. And, guys, yes, Starbucks grande cup of coffee is $5.25, which is really expensive for how much it costs to make that. But I can pay for my own coffee, no problem. A cup of coffee doesn't hurt my bank account. But the person in front of me paid for me, and it just felt amazing, because it's an act of service. So, yeah, I think everyone, at least once a week, just make someone's day. Tell them they have, like, cool shoes on.
If that was to happen, everybody that's listening or watching it, if you were to go do something every week, that would change, and then it would be compounded.
Oh, yeah.
And then everybody would, pay it forward.
Mm-hmm.
Pay it forward.
This lady told me I look like a GQ model at the bank, and I bought everyone lunch at the office.
All right, so you had to say that right now because, we're on camera. So, and I know there's other, he had to say that too.
That was a joke.
Yeah, it wasn't a joke, though.
No, it wasn't.
Somebody, a little grandma said that to him, yeah.
She wasn't a grandma. She was just an older lady. But
okay, grandson.
You have the ability to constantly be thankful and be someone else's reason for them being thankful. So go do that.
That's it, guys. So hope you guys get to spend some time with your families, your loved ones, and people that actually, make a difference in your life and you make a difference in theirs. Let them know that you care for them, that you love them, that they mean everything. Even if you're having some issues with them, just fucking let them know still. Because I'm going to go do that here in a few because we have some issues with some family members. So I'm going to go do the same. So,
and for the people that have done me dirty and crossed me, you know who you are. I love you too, man.
I love all you guys, even
you
the
know
people
who you
that
are.
hate. That's fine. So, guys, have a great Thanksgiving tomorrow. Spend it with your families. Do your thing. And we'll see you guys next week. I don't know what we're going to be talking about, but we'll see you again next week. So,
yep. Take care. Come here.
See you guys. Peace.